Okay, greetings one and all, and welcome to day number one. That's day number one, week 11, spring 2024. That's day number one, week 11, spring 2024 of our journey together. And it's definitely a delight to have each and every one of you here for this evening's classes. All right, let's begin. Today is Monday, the 18th. That's Monday, the 18th of March, 2024. Our subject is, of course, mathematics. And the topic is transformations. Now, when we talk about transformations, what are some things that come to your mind? Transformations. When you hear transformations, what are some things that come to your mind? What do we mean by transformations? Or have any of you learned transformations before? I guess I should ask that first.
No, sir.
No. Nakari said yes. Anyone else have either learned or not learned? Dion, have you learned it before? Transformations.
No, sir.
No, I'm sure you have, man. Who else? Kingston, you learned about transformations before?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what do you know about transformations?
What I know so far is that transformations is like, I know that's something to do with angles.
Uh,
I mean, not angles, but that'll do something like graphing.
yeah, it has something to do with graphing. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so when we think about transformations, what word comes out of transformations? China, what word comes out of transformations?
Transform.
Transform, very good. Transform. So when we are doing transformations, we're going to be looking at different shapes, right? And we're going to be transforming it in some way, all right? And so we're going to be creating another shape from that first shape that is transformed in some way, all right? It may be reflected, it may be rotated, it may be turned around, it may be flipped, it may be slided, it may be pushed, right? But it's going to be transformed in some way. And that's what we mean by transformations, all right? All right. So with that being said, let's go over the questions for the day. So let me erase all this, erase all the ink. All right, so we're going to be looking at transformation. So write this down for me, please. This is the first slide. The first slide talks about the types of transformations. The first one is sort of a very common one. That's going to be reflections. Again, write this down. So reflections, these are mirror images, right? So just like when you're looking at a mirror and you see your reflection, it's the same way as a reflection in geometry. So these are mirror images as seen across a line or a point. That's what we mean by reflections. And I need Jasmine. Can you read the definition for reflections? Jasmine Moss. Where is she? Can't have from Jasmine. Dion, can you read the definition?
Sorry, I'm here.
Okay, good, perfect. Let her read it, Dion.
Reflections. These are like mirror images as seen across a line or a point.
Very good. So these are going to be mirror images, right? That's a reflection. When you're trying to form a mirror image of something, that's going to be a reflection. And then we have Dion read the other one, translations. Translations, go ahead.
Translations. This moves the figure to a new location with no change to the looks of the figure.
Very good. So a reflection is like a flip, right? We call it a flip. A translation is like a slide, right? A slide. So reflection, let me just make a note of this right here so you could have it. Reflection is going to be a flip, right? It's a flip, right? And a translation is going to be a slide, right? A slide. So for both reflection and translation, we do not change the size of the image, right? The size of the image stays the same. So a reflection is a flip, and a translation, sorry, is a slide, right? Is a slide. Good. Reagan, which one of these, reflection or translation, which one of them is a flip? Reagan.
Reflection.
Reflection, very good. And Paul, which one of these, reflection or translation? Which one of them is a slide, Paul?
Translation.
Translation, very good. Myla, can you read the definition for translation for me, please?
Okay.
Say it again, Ashane.
Yes. Start that.
Wait, Ashane, I could hear you. Hello, Ashane.
Hello.
Oh, your mic is finally working. Can you hear me?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Wow. I don't know how you got that fixed, but
I use a different device.
okay, so go ahead, Ashane, read the definition for translation.
Translations. This moves the figure to a new location with no change to the looks of a figure.
Very good. It moves the figure to a new location too. So anyone can answer this? Which one of these, translation or reflection, is a flip? Which one of them is a flip?
Reflection.
Reflection.
Reflection, very good.
Reflection.
Good. And then which one of them is a slide?
Translation.
Translation.
Very good, translation. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So we have reflections, we have translations. The next one is what we call rotations, right? So rotation is basically a turn, right? It's a turn. So this turns the figure clockwise or counterclockwise, but doesn't change the figure, right? So it changes the figure it turns the figure either clockwise or counterclockwise, but doesn't change the shape or the size of the figure. So we call a rotation a turn. We call a rotation a turn. Where's a Johnny? Where's a Johnny?
Yes.
What is a rotation?
It turns the figure clockwise or counterclockwise, but doesn't change the figure.
Very good, thank you. And Aaliyah, can you read the definition for rotation, please?
This turns the figure clockwise or counterclockwise, but doesn't change the figure.
Very good. So it turns the figure clockwise or counterclockwise, but doesn't change the figure itself. All right. So Casey, where's Casey? Where's Casey? Can't have from Casey. Kevin, are you there?
Yes.
Good. Kevin, which one of these, reflection, translations, or rotation, which one of them is a turn? Which one of them is a turn?
Rotation.
Rotation, very good. And Myla, where's Myla?
Right here.
Which one of these, reflections, translations, or rotations, which one of them is a flip?
Reflections.
Reflection, very good. And Nivea, which one of these, reflections, translations, or rotations, which one of them is a slide?
A translation.
A translation, very good. And so reflections, when you flip something, you form a mirror image of it. Translation, that's when you slide it, right? You slide it over. Or you push it over, whether it could be up, down, side, at a certain angle. And rotation is when you turn something, when you actually turn it. All right, turn the figure. Now, last one. Malik, can you read dilation for me, please? Dilation.
Yes, sir. Dilations. This reduces or enlarges the figure to a similar figure.
Very good. So
It's
dilation.
as,
Go ahead.
it's as if the figure is far away, and the more you zoom in on it, it enlarges.
Yeah, so it either, so very good observation. So it either, a dilation either makes the figure bigger, right? Or makes the figure smaller, right? So dilation is the only one out of the three that actually changes the shape, all right? So it changes the shape. So we call this one resize, resize. All right. So Malik, which one of these? Reflection, dilation, translations, or rotations, which one of these resizes the figure?
Dilation, sir.
Dilations, very good. All right. So this is resize. Okay, so there's a question anyone can answer. Which one of the transformations, reflection, translations, or rotations, or dilation turns the figure? Turns the figure.
Rotation?
Rotations, very good. Rotations. Which transformation, either reflection, translations, rotations, or dilations, which one flips the image?
Reflections.
Reflections, very good. And which one slides the image? Which transformation slides the image?
Translation.
Translation, very good. Translation. Where's Mark? Mark, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Why were you in class last week?
I had to finish my. It was a paper that I had to finish.
Did you finish it?
Graduate, yes, sir.
Okay, what school do you attend?
AF, Ali.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool. So how many transformations have we talked about so far?
4.
Four. Name them, please.
Reflections,
Reflections,
translations, rotations, dilations.
Is that Samantha?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. I thought she was on the other day. Let me ask you a question. Which one of these four is your favorite? If you had to choose.
Rotation.
Like rotation. Reflections. Okay.
Reflections.
Reflections, interestingly enough. Anyone else want to try? Which one of these is your favorite?
Reflections.
Reflection. Dilations. Okay, good. Dilation, okay. Question. Which one of these four is the only one that actually changes the size of the image?
Dilation.
Dilation is the only one that changes the size. All right, the rest of them, the size is not affected. All right, of the image is not affected. Brianna Rule, where's Brianna?
Yes.
Good. Can you read the definition for translation, please?
This moves the figure to a new location with no change to the looks of the figure.
Very good. Okay, good. All right, are we done with this slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
sir.
All right, good, perfect. So let's go on. For those persons who are not done with this slide, I'm going to take a picture of it and put it inside the chat for your benefit. Again, for those persons who are not done with this slide, I'm going to put it inside the chat for your benefit. Okay. All right, so moving right along. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna answer some questions based on these. So grade exercise number 1. Oh, before we move on to grade exercise number 1, I should do this. Send me a photo of your notes already, please. Send me a photo of this first slide. Let me see your notes before we go on to the grade exercise. Let's do that. Take a picture of your notes and send it to me before we move on to the grade exercise. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. I need to know if you're writing the notes. Thank you, Ronisha. Thank you, Shanae. Thank you, Sabria. Thank you, Evanice. Thank you, Tegan. Thank you, Nivea. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Summer, Bethany, Aliyah, Kevin. Thank you. And Brian, Bry, and Nivea. All right, and Kingston and the rest of you need to send in your work. Again, the rest of you need to send in your work. I need a picture of this first slide. Johnny, I don't see your work. Thank you, Reagan. Aliana, I don't see your work. Thank you, Zaria. Okay, so let's move on to the grade exercise. So the grade exercise is going to be based off of this first slide, which I post inside the chat. So graded exercise number 1. Let me move all these things out. Name the transformation that turns an image. How many transformations are there in total? Which transformation? Write down the question as well as the answer for me, please. Which transformation changes the size of the image? Name the transformation that flips the image, but doesn't change its shape. Okay, what else we have? Which transformation which transformation which transformation is demonstrated, I guess in each case. Which transformation an image slides across plane. Which transformation is responsible for this? All right, so number one, name the transformation that turns an image. Number two, how many transformations are there in total? Number three, which transformation changes the size of the image? Number four, name the transformation that flips the image but does not change the shape. Number five, an image slides across the plane. Which transformation is responsible for this? Let me bring this to the front. Let's bring this to the front. Okay. All right. Number six, in each case, state the transformation. So for number six, I'm going to give you various transformations, and you're going to tell me which one is which, right? All right, that's the first one.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Uh-huh.
Do we have to draw it?
Yes, in each case, draw it for me.
Okay, thank you. All right, so there we have six questions. The first one says, we want to name the transformation that turns an image. Number two says, how many transformations are there in total? Number three says, which transformation changes the size of the image? Number four says, name the transformation that flips the image but does not change its shape. Number five, an image slides across the plane. Which transformation is responsible for this? And number six says, in each case, state the transformation. All right. So you're going to tell me which transformation is it in each case. All right. Good. So Reagan, what number you on?
Writing down the images for number 6.
Okay, number 6. Milo, what number you on?
I'm done. I'm sending the work now.
Okay, once you finish, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp again. Once you finish, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Say again what number you on.
I'm on number 5.
Okay, and Zara Hannah, what number you on? Zara Hannah, what number you on? She said number 6. Okay. Anyone need the notes for the first slide? Anyone need the notes for the first slide? Let me know, please. Is there anyone who needs the notes for the first slide? Okay, Jeremy, good. For those of you who are finished, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp again. For those of you who are finished, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Send me your work as well as your notes. All right, again, send me your note. Send me your work as well as your notes. Aaliyah, what number you on? Aaliyah Star, what number you on?
Number 6.
Number 6, good. And Kiajani, what number you on?
I'm on number 4.
Number 4. Summer, what number you on? Summer, where's Summer? Can I have from Summer? Samantha, what number you on?
Number 6.
Number 6. Belon, what number you on? Belon, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3. You understand what to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Aliana, what number you on?
Number 6.
Good. Angel, what number you on?
Number 6.
Number 6. Ashane, what number you on?
Yes, sir.
What number you on?
Number 4.
Number 4. Olivia, what number you on? Where's Olivia?
I'm right here, Mr. Petit.
You finishing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you
I have
already.
some at work. I don't have my ruler, so I did the answers, but I'll do the drawing later.
Okay. And Ashtan Webb, what number you on, Ashtan? Again, Ashtan Webb, what number you on? Bethany, what number you on? Where's Bethany? Oh, Ashtan's number 4. Bethany, what number you on? Okay. And anyone is finished? Is there anyone who is finished? Let me know if you're finished, please.
Some, but some are working.
Okay, Malik. Reagan says about to finish it. Brianna, what number you on?
I already finished.
Did you send the work already?
I was looking for my phone. I can send it right now.
Okay, and Bri Turngrass, what number you on?
I'm finished.
And Bree, what number you on?
Number 6, sir.
Okay, and China, what number you on?
Number 6.
Good. Danielle, what number you on? Where's Danielle? Can't have from Danielle. Dante, what number you on, Dante? Dante Darvel, what number you on, Dante? Can't have from Dante either. What happened to my boys today? Dion, well, no, I don't see Dion. Egypt, what number you on, Egypt?
Number 0.
Number 6, okay. Evanice, what number you on? Yes, Daniel, are you writing down the notes? Okay. Once you finish with that, please send it to me as well as the graded exercise. Okay. And Evanice, you finished? Are you finished, Evanice?
So
Okay, good. And Jalen, what number you on, Jalen?
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay. And Jasmine Low, what number you on? Again, Jasmine Low, what number you on? And Shazmain Moss, are you finished? Where's I'm drawing? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Anyone want to answer number 1 for me, please? Let's go ahead and answer these things. What do y'all have for number 1?
Rotation.
Say it again.
Rotations.
Rotations.
I'd say rotation.
Rotations. Casey, can you read number 1, please?
Name the transformation that turns an image.
Name the transformation that turns an image. What do you all say again? Turns an image. What's the answer for that one?
Rotation.
Rotations, very good. Rotation. Oh boy. Let me be careful how I write on this. Erase all ink. Rotation. Good, rotation. Good. How many persons got number 1 right? Let me know. Number 1, the answer is rotation.
I did.
Okay,
I did.
excellent. And number 2, how many transformations are there in total? How many transformations are there in total?
4.
4. Name the transformations in
Rotation.
rotation.
Mirror.
Rotations, what else?
Translation.
Translation,
Dilation.
dilation, and what else?
Reflection.
Reflection, good. Which transformation changes the size of the image? So like a resizing. Which one of them? Which one changes the size of an image?
Dilation.
Dilation, that's going to be resizing. That's the only one that changes the size. What of these 4? The rest of them, the size stays the same. So dilation. All right, and then number 4. Name the transformation that flips the image but does not change its shape.
Reflection.
I don't only want one person to answer, please. I want the rest of you to answer. Name the transformation that flips the image but does not change its shape.
Reflection.
Reflection.
Reflection, very good. Reflection. All right. So that's gonna be reflection. Anyone got number 4 right? Let me know if you got number 4
Yes, sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. So number 4 is reflection. And number 5, an image slides is a key word there, slides across the plane. Which transformation is responsible for this?
Translation.
Translation.
Translation. Because it's just sliding it. Okay, so number 6, we have 3 images. Each one of them is showing a particular type of transformation. Okay, let's start off with the first one. What type of transformation is this one?
Rotation.
Anyone else wanna try?
Rotation. I put rotation.
Rotation. Yeah, definitely rotation. How do you know it's rotation?
Because it
Because
goes
I look at the
clockwise, then
Right.
see the way that it's moving.
Yeah, it's turned, right? It's turned. Number, let me see, number 6B, which all you have for this one? Interesting. What is this one?
I put
Dilation.
dilation.
Dilation, very good. And did it get bigger or smaller?
Bigger.
Bigger, very good. And this point O, we call O the center of enlargement because it got bigger. So O is called the center of what? Center of
Enlargement.
enlargement, yeah. So that's what O represents. The center of enlargement, because it got bigger. Okay, now we call this a dilation. All right, and 6C, the last one, what y'all got for this one?
Reflection.
Reflection. Anyone else?
Translation.
Translation. Translation. I want everyone to answer, please, not just a few.
Translation.
What did y'all put for the third one?
Translation.
Translation. Translation or reflection? Which one?
Translation.
I think it's translation.
Translation.
It's definitely translation. Okay. What gives it away?
The little arrow where it slides.
It slides.
It
Very good.
slides.
It slides. Very good. So once it slides, you know, we're looking at a translation. Did anyone get all right? Please let me know if you got all right.
Yes, sir.
I did.
So
I did.
Okay, good. I need everyone to answer, please. Did you get all right? Let me know, please, if you get all right.
I did. Yes, sir.
I'm still not hearing from some persons. I didn't hear from Ronisha.
Yes,
I-
sir.
I didn't hear from Ashane. I didn't hear from Ashton. I didn't hear from Kemar, Randisha, and Reagan and Welon. Did you all get all right? Let me know, please.
Yes, sir, I did answer. I said yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So if you got all right, please put I. Again, if you got all right, please put I inside the chat. If you got all right, please put I inside the chat. If you got one wrong, please put Y. And if you got two wrong, please put N. So all right, please put I. Again, all right, please put I. If you got one wrong, please put N. I mean, if you got one wrong, please put Y. If you got two wrong, please put N. Please put all of your answers inside of the chat, please.
excuse me.
Uh-huh.
Can you send notes for the first page in the
Okay.
chat?
Yes, I can.
Excuse me, may I go send you my work, please?
Yes, quickly send me your work. I'll go, so everyone, please quickly send me your grade exercise. Again, send me a grade exercise. All right, so far we know about the 4 transformations, and we know basically how to describe them and how they look. The next phase of this lesson is going to be talking about, you know, in particular, how do we find these different translations? We're going to go in detail with each one, all right? So we could be able to step by step deal with all of them. So the first we're going to be looking at is definitely reflections. Reflection is the easiest one. I shouldn't say that. It depends on the person, but reflection is definitely easy. So as we go on with the first line, go ahead. Malik, read this for me. You can reflect.
Yes, sir. I can easily do that. All right. You can reflect a figure using a line or a point. All measures, lines and angles, are preserved but in a mirror image. Example, the figure is reflected across line L.
Very good.
The example that's set up right now. You could fold the picture along line L, and the left figure would coincide with the corresponding part of the right figure,
Very good.
kind of like a mirror.
Very good. So that's a good example. It's a good reading. So basically, this is what we call the mirror line, right? So L is the mirror line. So, or the line of reflection. And so notice that this distance, right, and this distance are the same. So that means that the distance from each image from that line of reflection or the mirror line is going to be the same. All right. Definitely write this down. Definitely write this down. So again, when you are reflecting something, right? When you are reflecting something, they're supposed to be equal spaces apart from that line of reflection. All right. And that's basically it. Nothing deep. And it should be reflected. So it should look like it's in the opposite way. All right. Just like if you had two things in the mirror. All right. Dion, you understand the reflection, right? Let me know if you understand this.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And Doronic, you understand the reflection?
Yes, sir.
Good. Can you read this slide for me, please?
Yes, sir. You can reflect a figure using a line or point. All measures, lines, and angles are preserved but in a mirror image. Example, the figure is reflected across line L. You could fold the picture along line L and let left figure would
Coincide.
coincide with the corresponding parts of right figure.
Very good. Thank you. Myla, do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Good. Read the slide for me, please.
Reflections. You can reflect a figure using a line or a point. All measures, line, and angles are preserved but in a mirror image. Example, the figure is reflected across line slanted. You
Line,
could fold the picture along
line L.
You could fold the picture along line L, and the left figure would coincide with the corresponding parts of the right figure.
Very good. Line slanted is crazy.
I couldn't tell. I had to be sure.
Wow, that's a good one. So basically, when you're doing the reflection, these things, this image, the reflected image should be equal distance away from the line of reflection. Now there's particular names we give to these, even though I didn't put it, but this image is called the pre-image, right? So that's the image before reflection. All right, we call it the pre-image. Okay, the pre-image. And the image after the reflection is called the image. All right, the image. In fact, after any transformation, it's the image. An image is formed, a new image is formed. And the original image is called the pre-image. So you have pre-image and then image. Okay, kind of weird, but that's the names we give them. So the pre-image is going to be the pre-image is the name of the shape before the transformation, and the image is the name of the shape after the transformation. All right, y'all understand that? I mean, if y'all understand that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Somewhat.
So before you reflect it, it's called the pre-image. After you reflect it, it's called the image. All right. All right, are y'all done with this slide? Let me know if you're done with the slide.
No. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Not
sir.
yet. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Send a picture of it inside the chat, please.
Who's that speaking?
Reagan.
Reagan, why you sound so different?
I don't know.
Dior, is Dior here? Dior, is Dior here? Dior Ramsey? No. So who's Khalil lying? Who's Khalil lying? Oh, I got you. Khalil lying, where are you?
Afternoon.
Are you aware of the time the class starts?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not a woman, it's a male teacher. Are you aware of the time the class starts?
Yes, sir.
So why are you late?
My school ends at 6 o'clock, and I just reached you.
Oh, wow. You go to Noble.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So this will be like a normal time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what time you have to be to school?
I have to be at school for 12 o'clock.
Okay, for 12. All right. Okay, so please write this down. You're gonna need a book for this class. Pronounce your name.
Jalil.
Jaleel, you can need a book for this class. We have class on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Good. All right, so good. Are we done with this slide, right? We're finished with the slide?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Some people say yes, some people say no.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for those of you who are still writing the slide, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take a picture of it and send it to you in the chat. So let me take a screenshot of this and put it inside the chat for you. So it's very easy. All you need to do is basically reflect the image or flip the image across that line of reflection or that mirror line. All right. So Jaleel, just go ahead.
Does the mirror tactic work inside real life as well? Like if you have a mirror in the back of you and you put a mirror in the front of you and like you're trying to see like the back of your head or something, does it also work like that or no?
So for this one, this is a 2D figure, so it's flat, right? So you just flip in the image, making sure they look opposite. All right. That's all we're doing. And Jaleel, where's Jaleel?
Yes, sir.
I posted the picture of the slide inside the chat for you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right, so reflections continued. So with this one, we're gonna actually like look at it from a graphical perspective. You understand what I mean? So if we have, say, these two figures, so let me erase this. Erase this. Clear all image. Okay, so let's say that we have a line L as the line of reflection, and we can basically wait. Okay. Let me see what they're saying in this figure. Oh, okay. So we're looking at reflection across the x-axis, and we're looking at reflection across the across the y-axis. So reflection in the x-axis. The x-axis, is that the horizontal line or is that the vertical line? Which one is that? The x-axis. What type of reflection? What type of line is that? Is that a horizontal line or a vertical line?
Horizontal.
Horizontal. Very good. So the x-axis is the one that goes across like this. That's this one. All right. So that's the x-axis. That's the x-axis right now. This one. So this is saying is that if you have a reflection, and your pre-image, your regular value is xy, right? Then your reflection would be x negative y, right? And then so let me just make sure you understand. For the x-axis, if you have a reflection in the x-axis and the x-axis, your pre-image would be xy, but your image would be x negative y, right? So basically, the x value stays the same, but the y value changes into a negative, which makes sense. That makes pretty much sense. And then if you have a reflection across the y-axis, so let me use a different color for that one. Y-axis. If you have a reflection across the y-axis, so let's use a different color. If you have a reflection across the y-axis, so y-axis, your pre-image is going to be xy, but your image is going to be negative x, y. Okay. So basically for the y-axis, reflection across the y-axis, which is this line in red, right? That's the y-axis right there. The one in red, that's the y-axis, right? So for this one, right? If you have a reflection, your pre-image is going to be xy, but your image is going to be negative xy, which means that your x value is going to be negative, but your y value is going to stay the same. So, for example, if we look at this image, we have the reflection in this figure, line L reflects across the y-axis to line N. Okay, so let's look at line L. So this is line L, right? This one is line L. And if you look carefully, if you want to form the reflection, right? This one is what is this? 2, 1. So 2, 1 is going to be 2 on the x-axis and 1 on the y-axis. So that's this point right there, the same point. And then if you want to get its reflection, right? Its reflection will be this point right there because you're reflecting across the y-axis. Similarly, for this point, you have 5, 4, that's this point. And then when you reflect it across the y-axis, it's going to be negative 4, negative 5, and 4, right? So basically, if you look carefully, this point, these 2 points are the same distance away from these 2 points if we're looking at the y-axis. Same thing for the x-axis, right? So this is the y-axis. The y-axis is the line of reflection in this case, all right? So what they're basically saying is that we have to make sure that they're equally spaced out. That's what they're basically saying. And then, so that's for that one. And then for the next one, let's look at the x-axis. So for the x-axis, we have, we still want to reflect line L. So this will be, but across the x-axis. So this distance right here must be the same distance as this. All right. Same thing with these 2 distances. Kind of small to see it, but this distance and this distance must be the same. All right. So I don't know if y'all could see the reflection. Can y'all see the reflection that's happening? Do y'all see how they are reflected?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's basically how they want you to reflect it. They want you to reflect it along the x-axis and reflect it along the y-axis. This is interesting. So the y-axis is, let me just put it, this is the y-axis, right? This one right there, that's the y-axis. All right. And then the x-axis, I'm going to put it in red, right? The x-axis, I'm going to put it in red. So it's going to be this one. So they are your lines of reflection, all right? So this is going to be your x-axis, all right? And so if you're reflecting, just make sure that each one is equally spaced apart. right? And you can easily know if they're equally spaced apart just by counting it over, all right? I want to do an example of this before we move on any further, because this is a good question or good type of question stuff. So let me know when you finish, write this down so we can go over an example of this.
I'm done.
All right, thank you.
I'm done.
All right. Once you finish with this slide, again, once you finish with this slide, this particular one, take a picture of it and send it to me, please. Once you finish with this slide, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, once you finish with this slide, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. I see Malik's on.
What about the other one, Mr. Petit?
There was another one before this one. Yeah, everything on reflection. Thank you so much. Take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of all this. Zaria, where's Zaria? Do you understand what's happening here or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, explain how we reflected L to N. How do we do that?
Okay, so basically you do the points to CM on both sides,
Mm-hmm.
put one negative, like
Mm-hmm.
where you
Yeah.
put positive 2
Yeah.
on the y-axis, you put the same place. I mean, you put a point to same place, but on the left side or the negative side.
Yeah. And they
Yes.
have to be equally spaced apart, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Thank you for that explanation. And Olivia, can you explain the reflection L and M? Explain that for me. You're very low.
Sorry.
You're very low.
You hear me now?
It's like a loud, like an echo.
Let somebody else explain because I'm not too sure.
You're not too sure? What do you mean you're not too sure? You know straight. Try, just try. Let me see where your head is.
You said L and M.
Yeah, L and M.
You bring the red dot down to the negative side on the
Hmm.
you call it
So,
x-axis.
so this is the x-axis. That's the line of what?
That's my line.
Line of reflection, right?
Line of reflection, yes, sir.
Good. So we're using this as the mirror image, right? So whatever is here, we're basically going to flip it over here, right? Same thing with this one. Whatever is here, we're going to flip it over here. So that the image would end up being the same thing. Understand me?
Yes.
But opposite. The same thing, but opposite. All right.
Yes, sir.
And they have to be equally spaced apart, or else it wouldn't work. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay, can we move from this slide? Let me know, please. Can we move from the slide?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
No. Anyone else? Can we move from this slide?
No, sir.
All right, let's go over, let me do an actual example of this so you can actually see it in action. I think this one is worthy of an example, like an actual example. So, I don't know, can you all see this? Okay, good. Can we? Okay. Let me erase all this. All right, good.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. All right, can you all see my graph? Let me make my graph bigger.
Yes, sir. Yes, I can see it.
Okay, good. So let's actually do one, right? So for this one, oh, I can make it long, I can make it bigger. So let's extend this and extend this. So the instructions are, so by the way, draw this for me. And I want you to write reflect, 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 line, M, over the x-axis. Let's say y-axis, over the y-axis. So first, let's draw a line M, right? Let's draw a line M. Let's say that line M is at this point. This is our first point. Let's say this is our first point here, right? This is line M. That's the first one. Let's say the next point is this one. And then we have this one. And so what we're gonna do is we're going to go from here to here. So that we can call this one, what we're gonna call this line? Line what? Line M. Call this one line M. So please draw this one inside of your books, please. Again, please draw this one inside of your books. Make sure you use a ruler and a pencil to draw this one. We're gonna call this line M. Now we wanna reflect it across the y-axis. Okay, reflect it across the y-axis. So that means that our new line is supposed to be over here somewhere. There's an easy way to do it. All you need to do is move each point over, right? So if your line of reflection is the y-axis, so the y-axis is our line of reflection. Let's use a round line to denote that. This is our line of reflection right there. That's the y-axis, the line of reflection, right? So all this is a line of reflection. So what we're gonna do is we're going to move it over, I think 4 times. So we're gonna move it over 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that means if we look at this side, it took 4 movements to get to, you know, y-axis. So we're gonna move over how much times on the left-hand side?
4.
4 as well. right? So we move over 4 times here, so we're gonna move over 4 times there, so it's gonna be what? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that means our new image or our new point is going to be right there. So it's gonna be right there. So at first, right? At first, this was at first it was at, say, 4. What we call this point? 4, 4. Right? 4, 4. So at first it was at 4, 4. Now what's this new point? What's this new point?
-4.
Negative 4.
Then
Negative.
-4.
Yeah, very good. Negative 4. 4. Okay. So like they said, it's going to end up being a minus. You're going to end up minusing the x-axis. And we're going to call this point. We're going to call this point. By the way, let me put this on. Let me put it underneath so we could see it properly. We're going to call this point M1, right? Or M prime. So M1. All right. Do you all understand how I reflected to get M1? Please let me know. Let me know if
Yes,
you
sir.
understand.
Yes, sir.
I'm not hearing the rest of you. Do you all understand how I reflected to get
Also,
Yes.
M1?
Yes, sir.
can you
Yes.
repeat that one more time, please, sir?
You don't? Okay, so what did we do? We started at the point, right? Then we move over 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we reach to our line of reflection, right? And once we reach the line of reflection, we know it was 4 spaces. So you want it to be equal. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Good. The rest of you, do y'all understand that? We move over 4 spaces each side.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now for the next one, how many spaces are we gonna move over? For the next one.
1.
Who said that? Olivia, you're right. We're gonna move over once, right? So because we only move over once, how many times we gonna move over on the left-hand side?
Once.
Once.
Once, 1 time. So we're gonna move over once. And so that means that our line of our new point is going to be right here. So this was, shall we say, 1, 2, and then this new one is going to be what? -1, what? Comma. Oh my goodness, that's so wrong. And that's 1. That's 1, 1. Okay. 1, 1. 1, 1. Why? Because it's 1 on, 1 on the X and 1 on the Y. And then it's going to be -1 and negative 1 and +1.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Mm-hmm.
For the M, how come we didn't put 4 and -4 on the left hand side?
Oh, I wasn't finished yet. That's why.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So this is gonna be Mrs. color. So what's the coordinates of this point?
-1.
-1 and 1.
-1 and 1. Very good. And what are the coordinates of this point?
-4, 4.
4.
-4 and 4. So -4 and 4. Good. Now what we're gonna do, we're going to move the line from this point all the way to what? At this point, voila. And there we have our reflection, okay? So how did we get the reflection? Well, we got the reflection by first moving over 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then since we move 4 times to On the right-hand side, we're gonna move over 4 times. On the left-hand side, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then since we move over once, we're gonna move over once again, and so good. Now, at the end, you have to erase all of these lines. You don't need these. So erase them, erase them, erase them, and erase them. And so your image should look clean just like this.